Just gonna have my hands like this because my house is so cold. Hello everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a video that I never thought that I would be doing. I'm going to be answering your questions. And I never thought that I would do a Q&A, but there's a couple of questions that I just want to address because I get them quite often, so I thought that I'd just answer them here and then we can move on. And I asked on my Instagram. We have a special guest with us on the Q&A today. This is Fuji. She's about to leave. Don't leave, please. So Fuji was a stray cat. My mum found her in an air conditioning vent as a very, very tiny kitty. And now she rooms with us. So let's get into the questions. I'm gonna start with my YouTube comments. Also, sorry about the lights. They're just gonna be there. So the first question has been asked by quite a few people, and it is basically, what do you look at for inspiration when you're creating art? And the most straightforward answer I can give is just real life. Most of the things that give me inspirations are the simple things in life. I just look to what's happening around me because I don't think you can create art in a vacuum. I think there always has to be some point of inspiration, even if it's just something really simple like a crack in the ground, you know? So a question from Bia Rossellino, hope I said that right. Do you have any tips for starting a YouTube art channel? It's something that I really want to do, but I'm afraid for so many reasons. Like, I don't feel like I'm good enough to share my art, and I don't have an amazing camera to film with. Any advice? How did you start your own channel? So I started my own channel. I already had a alright camera that I had gotten like years before, but I did film stuff on my phone as well, and I think if you have a phone that has a camera, that's the best place to start. I don't think you should worry about how good your camera is, or it doesn't look very nice, or like the technical stuff. I think in the beginning it's just important to start if it's something that you want to try out. And what was the other part of the question? Oh, being afraid to share your art. And I feel like the more that you share your art, the less scary it becomes. I'm not that nervous when I upload art stuff anymore, whereas in the beginning when it was all that I was doing, every video was kind of like pushing myself out into the world, whereas it doesn't feel like that so much anymore. I choose what I share. And I think that's the big thing too. You ultimately choose what you share. So if there's something that's too personal to you, you don't have to share it. You don't owe anyone your whole life story. And I got a couple questions about grades in art in high school, and if they matter and how to get them. I wanted to get into an art college. I didn't study art in university, but I wanted to get good marks because of that reason, because I felt like I had to prove myself. And I got good, so my last video I did about my high school art, and you would have seen like the funny art. I got really good marks in art in junior, and then in senior it was just very hard to keep getting those consistently good marks. And for me personally, for where I am now, it didn't matter. I know in other countries you have to submit an art portfolio to get into your desired college or university. I didn't have to do that. I just applied and went and spoke to some people, and I got in. I had a good OP, so that helped. OP is like the ranking system that they do. I don't even know if they still do it where I'm from, but it's what they did when I graduated. So yeah, personally, that's all I can speak from. It didn't matter at all to me. Like, yes, it was good when I got good marks. I never got terrible marks. So overall that helped my overall position, my OP that I got at the end of year 12. But yeah, I think you can still have very good art that you didn't get good marks for in high school, because if you're given a task in school and you make something that has nothing to do with the task, it could be a really good piece of art, but if you're not following what they wanted you to do, you're not going to get a great mark, which is what I did a lot of the time. So it didn't matter to me, but I think it doesn't hurt to get good grades in art. But it's not the end of the world if you don't. That's the takeaway message of this question. All these questions are my opinions, by the way, and it's from my experience, so I can't speak to anything else. Probably should have put that in the beginning, but we're having like a middle of the video disclaimer. Next question is, what is my favorite medium to use? And it changes like all the time. If we're talking art and not just like creating in general, At the moment, even though I have like a bit of a love-hate relationship with them, I'm really enjoying oils. But probably overall favorite is pencil or pen. Just like a ballpoint pen maybe. No, we'll go for pencil. Go with the Prisma black pencil. That is my final answer for now, but it will change probably in the future. Hello from France. I was wondering what you wanted to be when you were younger. Also, what are some things on your bucket list that you'd really love to do in the years to come? I love your videos and got back to drawing because of you, so big thank you. No, big thank you. What did I want to be when I was younger, and what are some things that I'd love to do? When I was younger, I always wanted to be an artist, but I didn't really understand what that meant. I think just growing up with my mum as an artist, I was like, this is for me. As the years went on, I didn't necessarily want to be an artist anymore. I wanted to be a designer, so I studied graphic design in university. And I still want to be a designer, but I also want to be an artist. I guess I always knew that I wanted to do something creative, something hands-on, I guess. And what are some things I'd like to do? So this ties into another question, another couple of questions, which is, are you thinking of releasing any music officially or studio recordings? And where do you see yourself in 5 years with your music? So yes, I want to release some official studio stuff. I'm actually working on quite a lot of stuff at the moment, but it's not anything like what I've been doing on SoundCloud. I really enjoyed making that type of music for my channel, and I probably still will make some tracks for my channel, but it's not the direction that I want to take my music. Like, I got a new computer, I was using a Mac and now I'm using a PC, so I changed the program that I use to make music, so I've started learning Cubase Elements, and that's taken, I had this computer for like a couple months and I've just been playing around with it, and I haven't made anything with it yet because I'm still like, what does everything do? So I finally figured out the very basics of the program, and I'm actually enjoying making things now. So yes, I want to get into music more professionally, and I really want to release some stuff. That is a long-term goal for me, but it's something that I'm going to be working on consistently. I've committed to saying that now on the internet, so I have to do it. M and Lizzie Vlogs asks, so my question is, will you do a little background of yourself, like how old you are, where you live, job, question mark, just a background of who you are and how you got to where you are now. Alright, I'll try and make a very condensed version of that. And the big elephant in the room, which everyone has been asking, is how old are you? Now, I might look 15, and it's been fun having everyone guess how old I am, but I'm actually turning 22 tomorrow. Today is the 9th of July, so 10th of July I will be 22. I live in Australia, in Queensland. Job-wise, I have a part-time job. I also do freelance design and I do YouTube. And how I got here was I started making videos on youtube.com/Sausalini. Ardell Grace asks, what is your favorite medium of art to consume as opposed to creating? Like, what do you like looking at? Paintings, drawings best, or sculpture, or listening to music, or watching theatre, or dance, or ... question mark, close bracket. Good question. I do like going to art galleries and looking at all the paintings and art and sculptures and various things, but I like that. I think I like that more for the experience of going to a gallery. I really like listening to music. I think a lot of people really like listening to music. I do like love being able to like buy prints from my favorite artist or original works. Not that I've done that very often, but that's a really nice thing to do because you know you're supporting them and you get something beautiful as well out of it. But yeah, overall, more music. I listen to music like all the time when I'm not doing art, which is weird because I feel like it's always the other way around, but I can't really do both at the same time. I'll only listen to music in the final stages of a painting or a drawing when I'm like just doing finishing touches because it doesn't require as much concentration. I like can't listen to music in the beginning because I'm just like, I need all of my attention on this thing. Melody Phoenix asks, what is your favorite kind of cookie? Well, Melody, I do love baked goods, but I am gluten intolerant and I don't eat dairy. So any cookie that doesn't have gluten or dairy is my favorite cookie. Did you have a One Direction phase because of all your 1D covers on SoundCloud? I actually didn't. I really liked a lot of their singles, but I had a lot of friends around me who did, so I feel like that influenced me to have a One Direction phase. I was actually one of the few people in my friend group who wasn't like really into One Direction. But yeah, like great, honestly, such great pop. We need more of that today. Feel good boy band pop. Whose music are you enjoying right now? Right now I've been listening to a lot of Suzanne Sundfør. I don't know if I said that right. This is her. I used to really like a lot of her songs, and then I kind of just like rediscovered her. So I've been listening to her quite a lot. She is an amazing vocalist. And Amy Winehouse is kind of standard for me, like every day, all day. Queendom by Aurora, I've been listening to that. The main version and the harp version. So good. So the last question is, when did you start playing music? How old were you and where did you learn to play the guitar? Okay, so the first instrument I played was the recorder when I was 8, 7. Was that the first instrument I ever played? Yeah, I guess it was. So we had to do that in primary school. But then I joined the music program when I was 10 years old. And so that's when I started to learn to play saxophone, and I learned music theory, or I started to learn music theory when I was 10. And then I played saxophone all the way until year 12, and I play it every now and then, but I'm sadly not as good as I used to be. Not that I was ever really that good at saxophone, but when you don't practice, you kind of get shit. Music was actually like a rather large part of my high school experience. Art was a lot smaller, like I focused on music. Then I started guitar when I was 12 or 13. We had to do it for school, for one term of school, and we just learnt basic chords, and I really liked that. And my mum had a guitar lying around the house that no one had ever really played. So I started learning on that, and I just self-taught. Like I just kind of looked up how to play chords and how to read music, guitar tabs. And that's pretty much still the level that I'm at today. But yeah, that was self-taught. Same with singing. Haven't had lessons or anything, but yeah. And then I just did music all throughout high school. I did like a music theory class and then a music prac class, as well as being in the big band, the wind ensemble. And then I had lessons as well in school for saxophone. And yeah. So that is the end of the video. I'm sorry if I didn't answer your question, but thank you if you did send in a question. I really do appreciate it. I was just trying to answer the ones that I get asked frequently and kind of get them out of the way. If I do another Q&A video, I'll make sure to like diversify what I choose a bit more. So I hope that you enjoyed it and that maybe you learnt something new about me. This is a weird concept for a video. All right, see you later.